They say in life that we're free to make any choice we want, but we're not free of the consequence of it. And there's so much to talk about during this pandemic where consequences are at the fore. But I just want to touch on a couple. And the one is, as leaders, are we speaking enough and communicating well enough, clearly enough, and honestly enough with our teams? Are we sharing with them the pros and the cons, the challenges and the successes as we go? Or are we, because we're not seeing them every day, keeping a lot to ourselves in the hope that it'll just be better? An ostrich in the sand approach is the worst approach for anybody at the moment, because not only does it affect you as a leader, but it certainly impacts everybody in your team as well. And it erodes trust. So the other part is we've very, very swiftly became remote working teams. And whilst productivity is at an all-time well, I would say an all-time high, because a lot of companies are actually saying that the production is happening at a better pace, culture is being affected. So the consequence to this remote team is that we've stopped the caring side within our business. We've stopped saying, hey, how are you doing? I can pick up on your energy, or making a cup of coffee together and just chin-wagging about the family and the kids and what's going on in life in general. How are you feeling? And a lot of people are feeling quite lonely in this flexible working space as well. So what are we doing to impact the consequence of culture? And how can we work with our teams in a way that makes them feel that we still care as a brand, that we care about each other, and finding spaces to be able to talk without it being around a task or around a deadline or around something that needs to be done. And the one thing that we really need to focus on in this time is self-care. So I fall prey to this quite a lot, where I'll be busy. I'll just get behind my computer and I'll be thinking, I'll be planning, I'll be doing reporting, I'll be doing administration, I'll be sorting out my email box that just seems to be this plethora of non-going or non-stopping information. And before you know it, the day has come and gone. You haven't seen outside, you've eaten on the run, probably not very healthily, and you're just doing the shadow breathing constantly. And if there's one thing that COVID has shown us, it's that the lungs are impacted the most. So make sure that you're taking time to take deep breaths. Make sure that you're spending a little bit of time outdoors every day, not doing stuff, but just breathing, taking it all in, and feeling the gratitude for what it is that is around you. Because otherwise it can become so overwhelming, and there's a huge consequence to that as well. So consider in this week ahead, what are the consequences of some of the decisions that you have made, and what have you learned from that? And secondly, what are the consequences to the decisions that you should be making, but that you're procrastinating about? Because that's the worst of them all.